Sounds off.
Okay, one sec. Do me a favor. Push the red button on this one right over here.
Which
You
one?
gonna do your intro over here?
Okay.
Which one?
Right here.
This one right here. Do that.
Tell me you're ready.
Moe
You're gonna
McCoys,
push that one.
a fireproof TV film.
You can push it now.
Which camera?
Look at that one. Go.
Hi, I'm Troy Nicholson, and welcome to Urban Influencers. The major influencers of the past decade have been superstar entertainers, but today's urban influencers have millions of followers, they're earning millions of dollars, and they're working in a global marketplace. Joining us today on Urban Influencers, all the people that you need to see. Of course, we're going to show you the people that you want to see too, but most importantly, all the people that you need to see on Urban Influencers. Coming up right after this, Moe McCoy, Fireproof TV Films, right now.
Good. Take a seat.
Stop recording.
That was okay? You want me to try it again?
No, that was good.
Okay, let me stop this.
No, let's let it roll. Let it roll. Make sure that.
Get some water.
Take that table and put it right over there. Those waters are all good.
Oh, okay, give him one of those.
Give me those batteries. There you go. These are good.
You wanna just put in right
Yeah, that's fine. Right there in the middle.
All right, gentlemen, roll. Go for it.
I'm Troy Nicholson. Welcome to Urban Influencers. Joining us today is Mr. Moe McCoy, a filmmaker from Fireproof TV Films. His combined social media presence has about 500,000 visitors every month. Thank you very much for joining us today. I, of course, want to talk to you about all the fantastic films, but I want to go right to the frequent visitor. Can you show us the trailer and let our audience see just what you're about?
Of course. Frequent Visitors is a movie about a female serial killer played by Andrea Tyler, which I have to say she's a genius. And she is a killer who has multiple personalities. And it's a disorder. And so one of her characters doesn't know that she's doing this killing. And the other two characters are killers. So this is Frequent Visitors, coming out on Maverick Films and right here on
Urban Influencers.
Good. You're back.
So with frequent visitors in particular, how long did it take to shoot? Big budget, small budget?
well, the budget, definitely big budget film. It took us, I got a formula where we make films in 10-hour days, but we had a lot of difficulties within this film because we shot in Houston and in Michigan. So most of it was shot in 10 days. The rest of it, we had to take a break and we went traveling out, to raise more budget for the film, and then we came back and finished it up. So it took us about a month and a half.
The film process for you in particular, I heard about 100 films and counting. How are we doing on the count?
So far, we have 14 films, and that's including Frequent Visitors. And I'm working on a new movie called The Black Cowboy film. Yeah, so it's a movie about a black cowboy that was accused of things that he, didn't do, and they're looking for him.
Okay.
But he's doing good all the time, while they're looking for him, and he's the fastest draw.
Wow.
Yeah, so
Also, we have one more film, Angel. It's a
Yes.
horror film.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about it, and also when you can finish intro the trailer?
Okay. Well, Angel horror film. We shot that in Houston, and it was during Hurricane Harvey, so it rained a lot. We actually got that one done in 10-hour days.
Wow.
We worked real hard on that film. We shot it with the red camera. It's starring Terrence Banks.
What is a red camera?
Red camera is one of the top cameras that's made, and it's called the Red Weapon. And since I feel like I'm one of the best filmmakers, I wanted to use the best camera. So instead of purchasing it, I rented it.
Okay.
Yeah, so we had 2 red cameras on the set, and I don't want to use red camera anymore after that, because one thing I didn't know about it is that it didn't have sound connected to it. And so usually the camera has sound on it so that you can reference it besides the extra sound you shoot. The red camera doesn't have it, and I learned that the hard way when I had to edit and line up all the music and stuff and
Wow.
and the words. So we
Is that similar to traditional film editing?
No, it's all digital. It's all digital. We use Adobe Premiere, and the editing process took me almost 2 years because I lost a lot of the footage through Hurricane Harvey, and I just want to salute the actors and all the people that were involved, like Terrence A. Banks, Sabrina Golden, and Khaleesi. They did an excellent job, under the circumstances with the storm and things going wrong. And when you make a horror film, you're gonna deal with some horrible things, but that's okay because I'm built for it. That's one of my main qualities, is that I can complete a film, that I just persevere to the end to make sure it gets done. And Angel horror film, I actually was in that movie because I act too. But when the storm came and washed away one of the hard drives, I missed that one. But I put my all into it. I also had partnered up with Baby Paul, which is a Grammy nominated producer, to do the music, and we kind of came together during the editing time, and it came out like a work of art. And it just seemed that even though we lost a lot of it, we were still able to tell a story, and it's just a beautiful movie. And I guess you guys could check out the trailer right now.
Of course, we're familiar with Baby Paul.
Yeah.
He's one of my first guests on Urban Influencers.
Yes, I saw that interview. That was
Yes,
great.
indeed.
Yeah. Baby Paul's amazing. I love having him on the team because he's an extra set of eyes. He's very professional. He's got a lot of experience with sound and music. And, we call ourselves the Dream Team. Me, Baby Paul, and Andrea Tyler. We're the Dream Team, and we make movies together.
So here it is, the trailer for Angel.
Good. Come back.
Welcome back to Urban Influencers. I'm Troy Nicholson with Moe McCoy, filmmaker of Fireproof TV and Films. You have a lot of movies that you've already shot.
Yeah.
We took a look at Angel in particular, and you mentioned that with horror films come a lot of horrible things.
Yes. Yes.
I mean, you mean like bad luck? Okay,
Well,
it's just like
Yeah.
what will happen, what can't happen will happen.
Yeah.
Murphy's Law.
Absolutely.
All that.
Murphy was around the whole time. Yeah.
When you're shooting a horror film.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I always say this. I shoot comedy movies because people laughed at me all my life, saying I couldn't do what I wanted to do. I told my grandma when I was a kid, I'm gonna be a star, grandma. And rest her soul. And you know, I just kept going, even though people were, you know, laughing at me and hating on me. I made comedy because it's funny, and I even do roasts where I let people roast me. And I got 2 of those, the roast of Moe McCoy. So horror became because I went through a lot of horrible things. I lost my, when I moved to Houston, I got into 2 car accidents. My house burned down.
Wow.
And then I lost my house again through Hurricane Harvey. So
Wow.
those was horrible things I was going through.
Wow.
That could have made an average person give up. But I didn't give up. I just kept going and always look at a film and say, you know, whatever I have access to, that's what I'll use to make the film. So when we lost the red camera, because I had to fire the person I was renting it from.
Wow.
Yeah. Sometimes people come on the set and then they grow an ego, and then they'll, you know, try to take over. And then, you know, I just couldn't have that because they didn't know the vision of it. So I had to fire her, but we had 1 more day to shoot.
Okay.
So I had to figure out what I was gonna do to film the rest of the film. So that's where the iPhone came in handy.
Wow.
And I shot a couple scenes with the iPhone. As long as you light things correctly,
Mm-hmm.
you can get things to look how you need them to look. So it's just about just to keep going and never stop. You know, can't let adversity stop you. Can't let people come on your set and tell you what to do.
Absolutely.
It's not gonna go down like that. You know what I mean?
Not with Moe McCoy.
Yeah.
I know that.
And then you can't argue with the director. See, I'm not the director on the film. I'm the producer. I make sure everything runs smooth.
Mm-hmm.
And my director was doing an excellent job, but my line producer wanted to argue with him. The director has the final call. So just when it comes to the set, I got to make sure it goes good, and you know, remove negative people away from it, because my team knows that we have a process and that we can make a film in 10-hour days if we're productive. It's not rushing, it's about working. It's actually, if you go to a factory, they have a conveyor belt, and there's people on each part of the conveyor belt adding to the product to make it complete down to the bottom of the belt. And so I think of filmmaking the same way. You got words on the paper and you got scenes. So those scenes are the parts. So long as we're shooting scenes for 10 hours consecutively, I mean, we have lunch and we have dinner, because you can't have hungry actors. that's not gonna go good for you. Yeah, so, but you accomplish a lot, and I just kept working on my process, and you know, sometimes it didn't happen within the 10-hour day, but I'm learning at the same time. So every film is a learning process, and you know, I'm getting better and better every time. So.
Speaking of getting better, A Perfect Romance.
Yes.
A Perfect Romance. Can you tell us about that film, and also give us a lead into the trailer?
Yes. The Perfect Romance movie, I shot that in 2014. I had a casting call. Well, it started off with a guy named Brandon Crayshawn. He had an idea, and I had one too. And so I was like, we should do a movie. And he was like, I got a movie. I'm like, cool, what is it? He was like, it's called The Perfect Romance. I'm like, oh, that's cool. You got a script? Well, he didn't have a script, but he had an idea.
Mm-hmm.
So we developed it into a script, and then we did a casting call. And the city I'm from, Grand Rapids, Michigan, I'm pretty well known throughout the city. And you know, I was on the radio and I had a TV show. And so I put the casting call out there, and nobody came.
Wow.
You know, 2 or 3 people. and the people, and I did it again, and then a couple more people came. Those people that came are in the movie. Shout out to Nisha Nichols. She's amazing. She has been in. She's working with HBO now. She's been on Fast and Furious 8 since then. Chicago APD,
Wow.
Empire.
Wow.
She killing the game.
Wow.
You know, that was her first movie. She volunteered and came and gave 100%. And I worked with what I had. You know, I couldn't think about the people who wasn't showing up. I had to think about the people that are there.
Absolutely.
And we had a blast making this movie. I mean, we laughed. It was so hard to make the movie because we was laughing the whole time. So
Wow.
it was my second movie that I ever done, and I had a student working with me, fresh out of Grand Valley College. His name was Cody Tubbs, and me and him put our minds together and our equipment together, and we shot this film in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and we had a good time. We Life Quest, the church, let us use the church to do a wedding scene, and they said, okay, but no cussing. So in the movie, a guy is trying to take this man's wife, and I don't know how you do that. So I had to kind of work through that kind of thing, and then the church, it was supposed to be a big wedding, and only 10 people came. No matter how hard I promoted, people wouldn't show up. They didn't believe I was going to do a movie. So my parents are in the audience, and a couple other people. He just framed it up and made it look like it was a lot of people there. And then we put the movie together. It came together, and it is super funny, super funny. So, and there's even some mistakes in there that where a lemon goes around and jumps around in the cup while they're talking.
Mm-hmm.
Little things that are learning lessons. And I feel good that in 2014 we made a product, and then I took that product and pushed it, and I put posters up. I had a premiere at Celebration Cinema, and I did it in 5 different theaters across Michigan.
Wow. And
then I moved to Houston, and I pushed it down there, and I had a premiere in Houston at the River Oaks Theater, and 200 people came out to that. My premieres go good. And so I said, I'm gonna sell a million copies of this because it's funny and it works. Well, in 2018, Maverick Films picked up The Perfect Romance and then distributed coast to coast, Walmart, Barnes and Noble. They did Amazon, pretty much every VOD platform, also Redbox. And so that's the product that went first.
Maverick Films, that's Madonna's company?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And the CEO is Doug Schwab. He believed in me when I got started, and gave us a shot, put us out there, and till this day, The Perfect Romance is still selling. People are still laughing when they see it for the first time. They're having a ball. So if I could have a movie help people, distract them from the things that are stressing them out, and give them a laughter, I think that is like medicine. And my mantra is love more, laugh more, give more, and you'll live more. And so laughter is the main key to that mantra. So this is A Perfect Romance, starring Brandon Crayshawn, Nisha Nichols, Terrence Banks, Kendra Couture, and Lacey Jones, Robert S. Actually, he's a senator now. Commissioner in Kent County, Michigan.
Wow.
And he plays the pastor. So, and then all my friends and associates that believed in it and that was there, this is the perfect romance that we all put together.
Okay, let's go to the video, as we say, the trailer of A Perfect Romance.
Good.
Welcome back to Urban Influencers with Moe McCoy, Fireproof TV and Films. On the mark of you getting to 100 movies, again, how many movies have you made so far? And why the need to get to 100 movies?
So far, I'm at 14 movies. The reason where I got that goal from of 100 films is I went to Les Brown. He was doing a seminar in Houston, and I met him. And he said, he challenged the audience. He said, you gotta have a goal. You gotta have a goal. At that time, my goal was just to do 10 films. And he said, you gotta be more ambitious. If you can see yourself reaching the goal, then that ain't a real goal. And so he said, put a 0 behind that. So I had 10, then put a 0. I said, 100 films, that take a lifetime. I said, that's a goal. That's, people hear and think that's crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I just kept going. After I made The Perfect Romance, I made a short film called 31, and I made that right in my apartment with a couple of the actors. I think it was Brenda Creation, Terrence Banks, Dania Banks, my son Malone McCoy, a security guard that I've always worked with at the club, Tim Piggy, and Harry. And so I used those actors, and we were making the movie, and the kitchen fire happened in the apartment next door, and in the same building. And then the fire department showed up, which played into my movie because I filmed them, coming in, putting out the fire, and just tied it into the movie. And the firefighters were happy to be a part of it. They did their job, and then we took pictures, and then we made a short film. So then after that, I moved to Houston, and I even talked about that in the film. I did the Roast of Moe McCoy, part 1, and then I worked on the next film was the Tickler horror film. It was my second time going into horror and then mixing it with comedy. So we had fun. It was around the time that clown craze went out. I don't know if you remember that, but there were clowns just popping up all over the United States, and people were getting spooked. Well, I was just finishing up my movie at that time, and the Tickler is a guy who was bullied when he was a kid by comedians, and then when he got older, he got bullied at the comedy show by comedians. So he painted his face as a clown, and he vowed to kill all the comedians. Wow. So while I'm filming, I took him into the gas station. I thought it'd be funny that he'd go in and buy a pack of cigarettes. You know what I mean? And so we went in there, and the guys in Houston, everybody got guns in Houston. When they seen that clown, everybody draw guns. Hey man, what's going on? What's going on? Hey, say man. I'm like, no, this is a movie. This is a movie. I'm like, yeah, let's scrap that scene. My actor was spooked. He ran. So it was a fun experience and dangerous at the same time, horror and comedy together. So finally got that movie done. I started on Angel, and then I got hired to do another film called Bear. It was a hood movie. Came a lot of hood stuff with that. But I had a casting call for that movie, and 300 people showed up.
Wow.
And it was overwhelming.
Is this because of the first films that you did before?
Yeah, it's just the momentum of just networking. Like one of my major things is just go out there and meet new people. Everywhere I go, I travel all over meeting new people because I need people to watch these movies, Absolutely. And so little did I know the momentum was building. Every film, more and more people were starting to get involved, and then all of a sudden it exponentially happened. I was very overwhelmed because I was understaffed for 300, but we end up we end up not finishing that film because the writer and I just couldn't see eye to eye. You know, the writer thought he was the filmmaker, and then and sometimes in life you have to decide if you're gonna deal with, you know, crap. You gotta. For me, I'm gonna separate myself from negativity, or if somebody is talking crazy to me on a daily basis, I'm gonna separate myself because I don't want to go down that road. You know, I'm from Grand Rapids, Michigan. They call it gun route. You know, I grew up in the hood. I don't want to portray nothing like that anymore. You know what I mean? I want to be known as a person that is peaceful, that loves, that laughs and gives. You know what I mean? So when I cross a path that is opposite of that, I'll separate myself, even if it meant not finishing that film. And so I lost a lot of momentum pulling out from that because we got a trailer done. It's a great trailer, so I felt like that was, you know, the work we did, and that was it. But then that taught me to only work on my films. You know what I mean? And stop trying to help everybody and kind of just focus on what I'm doing. And so from there, I ended up getting Angel done, and then we worked on a movie called Someone to Love. It's part 2 to The Perfect Romance. It's about my character in The Perfect Romance finding his perfect romance with someone to love, and that's starring myself, Andrea Tyler, Baby Paul, and Terrence Banks. Same people that I've been rocking with, you know. And, you know, more people come along. When I did the casting call to Someone to Love in Michigan. Oh yeah, shout out to Cash Betty Street Team. They came out, showed love, helped push it. And then you know, it was the main thing about that movie was spread love. Spread love. That's basically what we wanted to do. When we had the casting call to that, 150 people showed up. Then had the idea while we was working on that for Frequent Visitors. And so Andrea Tyler wrote that one, and when we read that, we was like, this is the next movie for sure. This is the one. That movie is great. It's an amazing movie. So after Frequent Visitors came the Black Cowboy movie. We also have a kids movie called Spring Break, and that's gonna be starring my youngest son, Real Love McCoy. He was born on Valentine's Day. When he came out, I just knew he was a star. He was just so active as a baby, and then when he learned to walk, he would jump off his high chair and bow.
Wow.
And like he was waiting for an applause.
Wow.
I'm like, who taught him that? I didn't teach him.
Wow.
So I just felt like I didn't want to start filming him before he could talk really well. And so I just started giving him smaller roles. He was in Tickler. He was in Frequent Visitors. Now he's gonna be in a lot of short films, and now he's gonna be starring in his own movie. It's called Spring Break, and I'm partnering with a camp, and then we're gonna shoot that over a weekend. That's not even gonna take us 10 days to shoot. And that one is also written by Andrea Tyler. She joined the team about a year ago, and a little over a year ago, and she's amazing. I volunteer for football games in Michigan. It snows, it goes crazy, and so I'm there.
A lot of snow there.
Oh yeah, it goes down.
Pretty cool.
Snow.
I know.
Yeah, so that's why I moved to Houston to get away from there.
How close? How close is it to Houston?
Michigan?
Yeah.
Oh, 18 hours. It's about 1,200 miles.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. So and she's from Houston, but I brought her to Michigan, and I have my own film school. I call it the Moe McCoys Film School, and I've been teaching people about film. I teach my sons, my kids, and then people who come along and join the team. And so Andrea, her crash course was we were filming the football game, and one of the camera guys didn't show up, so we got a film truck, and she had to go on top of the film truck and go up there and film it. And she went up there and she handled it. I mean, she was missing a couple shots here and there. They're like, camera 2 to the left, camera 2 to the left. And she's like, oh, that's me. But she caught on so fast. And sometimes I didn't have a full crew. It would just be me, her, baby Paul. And we getting films done.
Wow.
It's getting them done. So, yeah.
So when you look at the distribution company, it's Maverick, right?
Yeah.
They are doing a lot of films, right?
Oh man, they drop a film a day.
One film per day.
A day.
Okay. And they're dropping everywhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
Major motion pictures, independent releases, etc.
Yeah.
So how is it working with them?
I love Maverick Films. They're basically, we started with a 50-50 deal. Then the next movie, we got a micro mini budget. And then the next movie, we got a micro budget. And so, you know, as long as every time we come with a new product, we're moving up, I'm happy. You know, I can remain independent and, you know, get my products out there to the world for people to enjoy. And I'm happy being independent. Very.
The process of putting together a film is a little bit more intense than I think most people think.
Absolutely.
It also requires multitasking, right?
Yes. Absolutely.
So I know you did your first film, but did you think in your mind it was going to be a little bit easier than it was, or you just ran through it?
My first film, I shot it in 3 days, and then we premiered it on the same day as I Am Legend came out. And of course, my haters showed up. They said, ain't no way we're gonna get anybody to come in that theater. Will Smith got a movie coming out. And I just said, you know what? I believe in numbers and I believe in marketing. And if I just talk to enough people, I'll get some to come see my movie as well. And I only got 800 seats in here. So we need 800 people, and there's 1 million people in Grand Rapids.
Okay.
So the rest of them could go see Will Smith movie. And then I kind of built up the experience of the red carpet. My city had never seen nothing like that.
Wow.
Red carpet. I talked to all the photographers in the city. Can y'all come take pictures? You know, I'll give you free entry. They're like, cool. I learned to barter. When I got there, I mean, people came out with their limousines. I'm talking about dressed to impress, hit the red carpet. It was overwhelming.
Wow.
You know, I was personally going through a divorce at the time, and I was there with a new lady, and I kind of didn't want to be seen with a new lady quite yet, so I didn't have to explain myself.
Nobody's gonna pass him a chance to go on the red carpet.
What? I got there, it was so many people. I'm thinking, you know, ain't gonna be that many people. It was packed. They watched the movie. They clapped. I watched them go through all their emotions. I'm just sitting there watching, you know, something that we created on the big screen. And afterwards, they stood up and gave an applause.
Wow.
And I was like, it's amazing. So have a sold out crowd here. Worked really hard. I infused music and movies and people in my community, and then they received it. And the ideal that we just had in our minds is up on the screen. So I really found,
Unbelievable.
it was just amazing to me. and it really felt good to go through that process. The process is what's fun to me, and it was rewarding with the applause, but really the process is something that I get better and better at. And then that's where I developed the 10-hour day process of filmmaking, and you know, I just love it. I love it. And after doing it the second time, I realized, you know, this is something I want to focus on. One of my major mentors is Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry said, you gotta focus on one thing and work that thing until it works. And that's my major key, work it until it works. So I work on the film, no matter what comes up, the ups and downs of, you know, people pulling out, some people don't show up, new people show up. I got new actors, I'm working with all new people, you know. So I had to learn how to get them to deliver the performance, you know, where people will believe it. And I got better and better at the process, working through it, and I love working with people. I love working with film, and it's a wonderful thing. And I feel like with movies, you can help so many people with employment, because, you know, you can have 2,000 people working on a set. I was watching the Black Panther movie, and I always watch the credits. That's where it matters, in the credits. So I'm watching the credits, it was so many names. I was thinking, you know, one day my films are gonna be on this level, and I'm gonna be able to employ or help a lot of people. And so if I can keep people working and keep people entertained, I've done my job.
I wanted to ask you the difference between working with Maverick as a distributor and other distributors, because in the film industry, the distribution process is sort of, it's like a secret society almost. Film distributors, you know, they may not answer the phone. They are very, very, different people.
Mm-hmm.
So what is different about working with Maverick as opposed to some of the other distributors out there?
Well, not just Maverick. As myself, I'm a distributor as well. I use YouTube and Facebook, you know, and some of my films are on there, and I distribute those. But as for Maverick, the communication is great. I feel like they care about me as a filmmaker, and I feel like they want to groom me into a star with their company. I feel like they believe in me. They answer the phone. They actually, me and Doug Schwabs are friends on Facebook, and we communicate all the time. It's like, Mo, where's that movie? Where's that movie? I don't have a problem with communication with Maverick.
They answer the phone, you know.
Yeah.
Me growing up in New York City, well, Brooklyn actually, in the entertainment industry.
Mm-hmm.
So the idea is, if you call New York and they answer the phone when you call, then you might not necessarily have to live there.
Right.
Okay. All right. You know, but if they're not answering the phone, you're gonna have to show up. You have to pull up, as you say.
See, my pull-up game good too. I pulled up on Maverick.
Okay.
But before, I didn't know if it was real or not. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I booked a ticket down to Miami. I didn't know Deer Park was a little farther from Miami, but I learned when I took an Uber up there for $100. When I pulled up, the office was there. They came out and talked to me. They ain't let me in.
Okay.
But they came out and talked to me because I was new too.
Okay.
But they had a brick and mortar. They were there. They were in business. You know, I hand delivered my film, and I felt good about that. You know, I heard some people that were on Maverick. Well, I didn't get paid yet. And I said, do you understand that you have to sell the product as well. And that's where the only problem that people are having, they haven't got paid, but you haven't sold enough to get paid. Because just like a record contract with a distribution contract, you have to recoup everything they put in. It's not cheap to make millions of DVDs and distribute them all over the world and get them up on all these platforms. So I just felt like with my product, I made that in 2014. We now in 2019. I'm still working that product. I'm gonna work this product beyond 1 million sales. So like there's billions of people in this country, in this world. I'm gonna hit 1 million, and every month when I get my reports, I'm seeing, I'm still going. And then I travel around personally, meeting people and telling my story. But now I'm armed with so much content because every day I'm creating new content, and that's why I call myself the Content King.
Okay, the place where people can find you, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube.
Yeah.
Where can we find you?
YouTube, Fireproof TV Films. On all other social media, Moe Money McCoy. MOE MONEY MCCOY.
Okay.
Boom, and you locked in. Once you're in my social media realm, you're gonna know about me. Because that's another thing I've been doing for the last 24 years is learning about social media marketing. And I just felt like I need to know about marketing to promote my movies.
Okay, so here we have it, Mr. Moe McCoy, Fireproof TV Films. I want to thank you very much for joining us on Urban Influencers. And of course, we are definitely looking forward to seeing all of your upcoming films. We'll keep in touch, and the next time you fly into New York, please drop by and give us an intro to the new trailer that you have, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you indeed. Thank you indeed. That's Urban Influencers with Moe McCoy. Thank you very much for watching, and be sure to tune in on the Urban Music Report channel when we return next week.
Leave the sound on. Let's do 2 drops.
Okay.
One for your thing, and then one for Urban Music Report channel.
All right, give me the first one.
I'm Moe McCoy. You're watching Urban Influencers with Troy Nicholson.
There we go.
McCoy, you're watching Urban Influencers.
I'm film director,
Yeah, I'm gonna say filmmaker.
filmmaker,
Filmmaker Moe McCoy. You're watching Urban
influencers.
Influencers with Troy Nicholson. What's up? It's filmmaker Moe McCoy, and you're watching Urban Influencers with my man Troy Nicholson.
Great. Now do another one, and the drop is Urban Music Report. Stay connected. My name is Moe.
Music Report channel.
Oh, channel. That's right.
Urban Music Report channel.
Urban Music
Stay connected.
This is, you're watching the Urban Music Report channel. I'm Moe McCoy. Stay connected.
You're watching the Urban. Say it again.
Urban
Music
Report
Okay,
channel.
I got it, yeah. You're watching the Urban Music Report channel. I'm filmmaker Moe McCoy. Stay connected.
Good. Do one more.
All right.
This one's for your mother.
All right.
She's looking at you right now.
You're watching the Urban Music Report channel. I'm filmmaker Moe McCoy. Stay connected.
Beautiful. Excellent. Thanks, man.
All right. Do you want my major saying? You want that?
Yeah, hit it.
Okay.
Right now.
Quiet on the motherfucking set.
Do you get that?
We got it.
Right on camera, that's for sure.
But I came up with that in Houston. 'Cause I was filming